Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation No Time to Die. Turn 1.4, the Commonwealth. It is July 1936. First, I want to talk about just my setup as far as chips, just in case anyone's confused. For 10 units, I use a blue chip, and for 5 units, I use a red chip, just following the same as the poker chips. And then I use white for my singletons. Okay, 2 tech roles. I'm going to use pbegames.com and have a die server generate my 2 die rolls. For my opponents who aren't used to this, you'll look in your spam folder. It'll be in your email spam folder. I have my first roll is for advanced anti-submarine warfare, and my second roll is for wartime economy. Sorry for this delay. Of course, it's just taking forever to think. Okay, so I miss with both. I rolled 2 3s, so I did not succeed with either one of my tech rolls. Okay, British purchases. So I'm going to use this format where if there's an infantry standing on a rondel, that'll indicate that that's a militia being upgraded. So, here's the British, here's the FEC, there's ANZAC. Later on, I'll have the French turn. But so that this is my militia upgrade for 2. Then I'm going to complete a light carrier for 4 more. That brings me up to 6. And then I'm going to complete a light cruiser for 4 more. That brings me up to 10. I had 11 to spend, so I'll save 1. FEC will spend 2 to upgrade a militia, plus another militia unit for a total of 4. I had 5 to spend, so I saved 1. The ANZAC will upgrade a militia for 2 and save 1. Alright, now I don't have any combat movement. If any of my opponents want to declare war on me while I'm doing movement, officially I should move during the combat movement phase to give them the opportunity to declare war. They can let me know if they did want to declare war on me during any of these movements, and I'll be happy to backtrack and we can start the war. I just don't think that that's going to happen. Actually, I should start over here on the Asian theater. Hopefully I've got Australia down there. Okay, great. So I'm going to start off by moving, there's a light cruiser and a destroyer in here from Sea Zone 146. I'm going to move those 2 guys here to Sea Zone 142. I'm going to have 1 militia move from New South Wales down into Sydney. Hopefully you can see that. Yep, looks like you can. And I'll have 1 militia move from Queensland into New South Wales. I'll have a destroyer here in Sea Zone 124. It's going to move over to Sea Zone 122 right here. All right, and then I'll have 1 light carrier with 1 fighter that's sitting here in Sea Zone 88. This is my light carrier with a fighter, and I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4 over here to Sea Zone 83. I can do that because Hong Kong is a major port, so that gives me a +1 movement. I will have 1 naval transport in Sea Zone 87 here. We'll move over to Sea Zone 142. It'll go 1, 2, 3 down here and join the ANZAC mini little fleet there of the light cruiser and the destroyer. Okay, then I'm going to move 1 battleship, 1 heavy cruiser, and 1 destroyer from Sea Zone 87 here. Those 3 guys will move over to Sea Zone 83. It's a battleship, so I can only move 3. 1, 2, 3, and it'll join that carrier. Next, I will have 1 naval transport move from Sea Zone 84. It can move 3. 1, 2, 3 here to Sea Zone 87. And then I'm going to pick up this guy, this infantry in Burma, and put him into Calcutta. Then I will have 1 infantry move from Transjordan over to eastern Egypt. Let's move the camera over so you can see that movement here near the Suez. So this Transjordan guy is just moving over to eastern Egypt. One light carrier with one tactical bomber, that's these naval forces here, one battleship, one light cruiser, and one destroyer will move from Sea Zone 81 to Sea Zone 83. So they'll join these forces in 83. Let's just talk about what's in 83. There's two light carriers. One of them has a fighter, one of them has a tactical bomber. There's two battleships. There's one heavy cruiser, one light cruiser, and two destroyers. That's what's in Sea Zone 83. Now we're going to kind of shift our focus up here to, I don't know if we can see see England really well? I think we can see, yeah, there we go. This is a tough, especially the first turn of Britain, or the Commonwealth, is difficult because you get a lot of moving parts. You're trying to consolidate your forces. So what I'm going to do here is move one battleship, two heavy cruisers, one light cruiser, and one destroyer are going to move from Sea Zone 11, just one notch down here, to Sea Zone 25. So those guys will all just move down here, just south of London. One militia will move from the British Midlands into London. One medium bomber will move from northern England here down to Gibraltar. It's an air base here, and medium bombers have a range of 5, so I can move 6 with the air base. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and land that medium bomber in Gibraltar. One destroyer moves from Sea Zone 10 to Sea Zone 25 and joins this fleet here that's in Sea Zone 25. One transport moves from Sea Zone 24 up one space to Sea Zone 10. One battle cruiser, it's going to be this fleet here, which is a battle cruiser, a heavy cruiser, and a destroyer, will move from Sea Zone 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, to Sea Zone 79. I'm sorry, that's Sea Zone 80. They're moving into Sea Zone 80. The next group, they're a little bit slower. It's the coastal defense ship and the torpedo boat destroyer that were in Sea Zone 24. They can only move 3, so they're the ones that are going to go to 79. 1, 2, 3. Through there. Okay. One heavy cruiser and one destroyer move from Sea Zone 79 to Sea Zone 83. These are the two that start here. Let me make sure that you can see what's in Sea Zone 79. I think you can see that. Yep. So these guys are moving from Sea Zone 79. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're joining the Armada in Sea Zone 83. One submarine moves from Sea Zone 45. Now this I need to rotate in order for you to be able to see that. So this sea zone here, this sub in Sea Zone 45 is going to go 1, 2, 3, and stay in Sea Zone 80 with these other forces. One torpedo boat destroyer is going to move from Sea Zone 21, way up here. It's going to go 1, 2, 3 because it has a major port there, so it makes it to Sea Zone 24. I'm going to have one strategic rail move of here in India. I'm going to have one infantry strategic rail move to Calcutta. And then I'm also going to have a strategic rail move up in England where this militia is going to rail down to London. Usually militia can't move, but it can move in home country territory. Strategic Naval Movement. I've got 3 strategic shared amongst the Commonwealth. This ANZAC naval transport, is going to pick up I don't think I can do that. I think I can only do infantry class unit. I don't think I can do an infantry class and motorized infantry. I think the motorized infantry is the most important. So I've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go from Sea Zone 146 to Sea Zone 86, and drop off the motorized infantry in southern India. Okay, placement of British units. Let's see. I'm going to upgrade, I shouldn't have rotated that because I am going to upgrade this militia here in New Zealand. What ANZAC is doing is upgrading that militia to an infantry. All right, then next is FEC. We'll rotate this here a little bit so you can see what's going on in India. What I'm going to do there is upgrade Sarawak. Is that in the camera? Yes, it is. I'm upgrading Sarawak's militia into an infantry. And then I built a militia with FEC, and I'm going to build that in Calcutta. All right, and then I have the Commonwealth or Great Britain. They upgraded one militia. The militia that the British upgraded was way over here in Ottawa. So we're going to upgrade in Ottawa this militia to an infantry. Okay. And then we got the light carrier and the light cruiser, and the Great Britain starts off with a destroyer and a sub in the place units box. So we have 4 naval units to place with the British. One light carrier is going to go in Sea Zone 25. So just to make a review of Sea Zone 25, there's a light carrier without anything on it, a battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, a light cruiser, and 2 destroyers. Then in Sea Zone 116, that's off the coast of South Africa, I'm going to put in a light cruiser, a destroyer, and a sub. It's really difficult with where my camera mount is for me to get that on screen. I hope that's okay, that people can't see that it's I built 3 naval units off the coast of Africa. It's right off the coast of South Africa. Great Britain collects 12, and they saved 1. So Great Britain has 13 to spend next turn. And FEC collects 5, and they saved 1, so they'll have 6 for next turn. And ANZAC collects 3, and they saved 1, so they'll have 4 for next turn. And that is the end of the Commonwealth. Well, yeah, I think that's the end of the Commonwealth turn. Okay, now I was thinking, oh, wait, I forgot to do my recruitment roll, but that's the French that do the recruitment roll. So now turn 1.5, France's turn. First, we're going to do a tech roll for wartime economy. And I'm going to wait a little bit later, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate the recruitment roll for the French at the same time. And so I'll just wait till the end of the turn to see what that roll is, just because I don't want it to influence me. You know, like someone might say, oh, well, you changed your movement decisions because you knew at the start of the turn what the Abyssinia recruitment was going to be. So I'll wait until the end of the turn as far as that goes. Okay, let's see, I've got the wrong sheet of paper. The French purchases 1 militia. Let's go back here. And we can see they're going to upgrade 1 militia, and they're going to lend-lease, pay 3 to lend-lease to Abyssinia 1 infantry. So the infantry costs 3, the upgrade costs 2. I start off with 6, so I save 1. It was just random that I upgraded a militia for everybody this turn, and I saved 1 for everybody this turn. It's not like I planned to, my goal is to save 1. It just worked out that way. So I don't have any combat movement. I am going to make some movements here in France. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit for the French here in this movement. I'm going to have one motorized infantry move from Alsace-Lorraine into Paris. So that guy's going to drop back here. And then I'm going to have one infantry move from Picardy to Alsace-Lorraine. We'll reinforce there. And one infantry move from Paris to Alsace-Lorraine. And one infantry move from southern France into Alsace-Lorraine. So now I have 6 infantry in the Maginot Line. One militia moves from southern France to Paris. One infantry moves from Normandy to Paris. And one infantry moves from Aquitaine to Paris. All right, a naval transport in Sea Zone 80 picks up the French Foreign Legion and drops it off in southern France. That's what happens there. One submarine moves from Sea Zone 80 to Sea Zone 85. 1, 2, 3, 4 to Sea Zone 85, which is just to the southwest of southern India. Maybe you can see that over there. There you go. 2 submarines move from Sea Zone 49 to Sea Zone 83. So these guys can move 4 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're in Sea Zone 80 with the rest of the Armada. That's Sea Zone 83, that is. 1 heavy cruiser, 1 destroyer, and 1 torpedo boat destroyer move from Sea Zone 49 to Sea Zone 80. So these guys just drop down right there. 1 battleship moves from Sea Zone 34 to Sea Zone 79. So this guy goes 1, 2, 3. And then these guys all move up here to the English Channel. They go 1, 2, 3 into Sea Zone 24. And that group that I just moved is 1 battleship and 2 destroyers moving from Sea Zone 34 to Sea Zone 25. Okay, strategic rail moves, I have none. Strategic naval movements, 1 naval transport picks up 1 infantry from Cochinchina, and strategic naval moves from Sea Zone 88 to Sea Zone 82. So I get 5 moves. Let's see if I can pick up this guy. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm in Sea Zone 82 with the Italian light cruiser and destroyer. Okay. Okay, controlled minor recruitment roll. I would need to roll a 1 with Abyssinia. That would be the dream. So I'm rolling for wartime economy and the recruitment roll in Abyssinia where I need to roll a 1. Here we go. Still thinking. Okay, so close. I got a 2 on my Abyssinia roll. That would have been amazing. So I did roll wartime economy for the French. That's disappointing. I'd much rather get the text with the British. France collects 7, and they saved 1, so they will have 8 for next turn. And I have to do my lend-lease. That's my placement of units. 1 militia in Syria gets upgraded to a... before I collected money, I should have done this, place my units. 1 militia in Syria gets upgraded to an infantry, and then the lend-lease of a infantry to Abyssinia starts off in southern France, passes through... let's think here for a second. Yeah, so it passes through the Suez. I was worried. I was like, oh, could these guys interdict me? Am I going to have to try to find some other path to get there? But no, you need 3 surface ships to do interdiction. So this infantry does make it. It comes into French Somalia and then rails from French Somalia to Abyssinia. So I have 2 militia and 2 infantry in Abyssinia. Okay. Global War 36 enthusiast. Now turning this over to Panzer J and 1.6 Italy.